And good morning from Scotty Ray Candace. Friday morning it is.
It is. Thank goodness it's Friday.
So big plans for the weekend?
Just my daughter's birthday's tomorrow, so we're going to have them over for a little while at some point tomorrow. I'm not sure,
So y'all are not going to do wall-to-wall deer hunting in between now and
I know
Sunday
Kurt
afternoon?
will. I don't know how my time's going to be limited as to what I can do, I think. But Kurt will, I know, yeah.
The end is near. It all ends on Sunday afternoon. We'll have another drawing coming up on Monday with the Battle of the Bucks and Bud Light to give away another $100. So make sure to register at Jay's Taxidermy. He's got all the details on that as we get this morning started. 30 degrees still outside.
It is cold, cold. I was out at like 4 this morning.
You and your puppies?
Yes, I took them out. They started whining, and so, it's like a baby. You got to get up and deal with them.
Yeah, I didn't see you wear a jacket in this morning. You just getting tougher?
No, I don't usually wear, unless I'm sitting at a soccer game outside, I don't usually wear a coat because I just have to, I can't wear it in the car while I'm driving. I feel like I'm confined, and I just don't like having to tote it around, so I just don't even bring one.
I got in my four-wheel drive the other day, and I didn't think I was going to get the seatbelt around all the clothes I had on to go deer hunting.
Yeah.
I was trying to get it around.
I know. I feel like I'm just
The abominable.
claustrophobic when I got all that stuff on when I go.
I said that wrong. How do you say the abominable snowman, from
Abominable, I guess.
Boy, what a word. There's just some words in this world that I cannot pronounce like the rest of the world does.
Yeah.
So I say them fast, and maybe
Say
you
big
won't.
old snowman.
Yeah, big old snowman out there. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about, how you're trying to get into your car and you can't get all your...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I can't drive with a coat on.
Oh, you can't?
I cannot. I just feel like I can't breathe or something. So
See, it sounds like you've got heated seats and I don't.
I do have heated seats.
See?
I do. Thank goodness.
I ain't got that yet.
They come in handy this morning.
And those air conditioner seats, boy, the way technology has really changed for vehicles. That's
I know.
nice.
Mine has that air conditioner. It has that too, and it just blows air on your back. It's really neat.
Because you think of the summertime, when you get out and your shirt's sticking to you, you won't happen to have that in those.
Yeah, it's nice. Too many gadgets though. I hadn't figured them all out yet.
Back in the 60s, the greatest gadget you had was that vent window, and you had to adjust it just right for it to come in the car, if you ever owned a car that was in the 60s.
Yeah, and you have the roll-down windows, the manual.
They didn't tear up.
Yeah.
I'll say that about it.
Yeah.
Well, we begin our weekend. Good morning. Glad you're here. If you wouldn't mind, share our page with others, invite people to come.
Right.
That way more people know and get involved with what we do.
That's right. It always helps.
Let's see here. Let's start out with some headlines that are going on. Daily Mail put this out this morning. I thought we'd share this. Taking a Tylenol before you go get your COVID shot, they say, is not the thing to do. It could block some of the stuff and not make it work as well.
That's odd.
So now I know that, what's the other one that they had originally said?
No, they had originally said don't take ibuprofen with the COVID virus. If you get the virus, don't take ibuprofen because it made something worse. I don't know.
So that's a thought. Don't do that, either one. So if you're going to get it. Now, here's what's just plain right out scary, because I don't think anyone really still knows the extent and what's coming with this virus. Here's another headline that is out there. They warned that a new one is coming. It's from South Africa, and it has reached South Carolina, which is only 2 to 3 states away. So that could swoop into the Mississippi, Alabama area quickly.
I just don't. I wonder what the difference is, in the two, or in the one that we've been dealing with, and then the other.
All I hear is different strands. I don't know the scientific meaning behind all of it, but
Did you see yesterday where Biden banned the term China virus? It can no longer be said in the White House.
do what?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I missed that one.
And I don't know that it wasn't an executive order for that. Like, it
I
can
would
no
doubt-
longer be called the China virus or something else. Wuhan virus. Can't be
Nothing.
called any of that.
That-
And so somebody said, well, does that mean that you can't call it the South African virus, this new one?
Yeah.
And the, different ones? It's just really odd that.
Well, I guess it really, Candace, depends on whose payroll you're on as to what you can call it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just really weird because it's like they go above and beyond to protect China.
They do.
It's crazy. So what does that tell you?
It tells you a lot right there.
I kind of wonder about the,
2024 is going to be vicious. I can tell you that when the election comes back, it will be vicious.
yeah.
I did see where they're up to like 40 executive orders now.
And that's so ridiculous.
Woo!
It's ridiculous.
And it's going to be more. Y'all know it as well as I do. Let's. Speaking of the virus, there's another headline with this, and I take it that this is good news. As we look at this, Johnson & Johnson's one shot is now saying that it works. It's at a 66 approval rating, and it prevents 72% of those of catching it.
That's good.
Now, I don't know about that other 20-something percent there, the 28% there that's not included in that, but that is promising. And it seems to work in several strands of this stuff that's nasty.
That's good. But it would be nice to just have the one shot and not have to go back. Because I've had different people tell me different things. You know, a lot of my customers have gotten the first shot, and they've tried to get the second shot, but they can't, like, get anybody on the phone to make them an appointment to go. So,
right.
You know, so maybe they'll have that situated.
Look out, Lisa Neal Peavy is down at the barn in Damascus, and she rode her side by side. She says it is cold. I agree with you.
It is. Goodness.
Good morning, Sandy White.
Good morning.
I hope she's up to something good today.
I know. Miss Sylvia Stewart, good morning. And Charlene Etheridge, good morning to you.
Yeah, so as we get this day going, and again, as we mentioned a while ago, share if you can. Now, I wanted to put this out there. Clark County today, if you go to Clark County Hot Topics, let me pull this up. They're having a blood drive in Clark County today. So if you can go out, it's going to be the blood mobile is going to be at the Quitman Fire Department. It begins at 11 a.m. today through 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, if you give blood, possibly you might could check to see if you have had the virus. If you, like, some people, you know, have had it and don't know they've had it.
Oh, yeah, that's
so you could,
very easy.
You know, find out if you had antibodies. So
is that how they determine that?
I think so. That's what I was told, but now I might be wrong. But it's always good to give blood, though.
Yeah, check that out. As we go to Kemper County news, the Kemper County Sheriff's Department made an arrest last night, and this is on there. James Key was arrested for apparently selling to an undercover agent. They raided the home and took a bunch of guns and money, and that's in Kemper County news this morning, coming from Sheriff James Moore this morning. Those are, whew.
Yep.
Let's see here what else is happening and other big headlines. Now, the UK government, now this would, I didn't catch it. I had to stare at it probably 10 minutes before it went ding dong, that's it. But the UK government had to take this ad down where they were trying to promote stay home, stay safe. And they show a little cartoon here of family members at home. Did you see it when you first saw it?
I didn't see anything wrong with the whole picture.
In the very first picture, it has a dad and the family all sitting on the couch. The next one it looks like the wife by an ironing board, and then maybe the wife helping with the kids, and then the kids and the wife cleaning. They say it's sexist, and they got so many complaints they have now taken it down.
I'd say that's kind of like real life, don't you think?
Yeah, you know, truth is told.
I'm picking. No, men work. They do.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not as.
I mean, most of the time, women do the ironing and they do, you know, the grocery shopping and stuff. But
we covered that this week on.
That's crazy though that they make a big deal
on the podcast Secrets from the South. We were talking about men when they get sick, the man flu. Men get sick and they don't, you know, it's worse.
Yeah.
And you know, and I went into that of, you know, I was 42 years old before I ever dropped the first pair of blue jeans in a washer. I didn't know what they did, how they did it.
Yeah.
And I hate that I ever did that. Oh my gosh. I've lived to regret that. But I try to, you know, when Angie got sick, now I stepped up, done exactly what I could. But now that she's all better and all, isn't it time she takes back over?
I think once you learn it, you need to continue it. Yeah, I think that's. But women now, I know I will work sick as a dog if I have, you know, I have done that in the past. I just keep going. I mean, because like women just don't have they don't have that.
In the study, and if you'll listen to the podcast, we went into all of that. They said, you know, where a man can take a cut, bleed, and keep going, the flu actually affects a man a lot worse than it does a woman. So it's not made up. He just can't do it.
Well, I know when we were sick in January of last year, it was right after I had that wreck. We had to go to the ER, and 3 days later, we all three come down sick as a dog, me and Kurt and my little one. And I don't know if it was the virus or not because I've never been tested for antibodies, but that's the sickest I've ever been. And Kurt was up and moving around while I was in the bed. I mean, I just couldn't
That
function.
feeling that you
It's
get when
awful.
you get a cold where you have no energy and you just kind of.
Oh, it's awful.
That's the worst thing I've ever encountered in my life.
I felt like somebody had my head in a vice. That's how it hurts so bad. But anyway.
Carmen Douglas says you're going to get in trouble. Carmen, don't you need to be doing something at home? Don't you need to be? don't be pointing at me. Get a broom, girl.
We're going to make Angie make a list of Scotty Ray chores.
You know, and
do.
Carmen is like the cat woman. She
Oh,
helps.
really?
She loves helping out in the community with lost pets and things
Uh-huh.
like that. She used to go down and clean kennels and help out.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that about you. Good deed for you, Carmen. You did great.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wish I'd have had somebody around this morning. I come down the road, right down the road from our house, and there's a little fox in the road.
Yeah.
And I guess somebody bumped him or something. He wasn't bleeding or anything. I couldn't tell that he was hurt by, but he was just sitting there scared. And I guess he had a hurt leg or
you
something.
think he's still in the road? Where
Well,
was it?
I kept thinking, I'm not getting out because he'd eat me alive. But I got in touch with somebody that was supposed to get in touch with the game warden to come get him out. But I
Well,
wish
that's
I'd had
good.
somebody to call like that was an animal lover and that could, of course,
And Carmen's
just
going.
scoot him out of the road.
Going, hey, you mess with me, Carmen, I give you your home address, tell everybody to bring the kitty cats that you want them. Good morning to Miss Ann Cook. I hope you're doing well this morning. And Miss Linda Cook, she's up and at 'em. She's calling it a fantastic Friday. Is that what we need to call it?
It feels like a fantastic Friday. I'm glad it's Friday.
We mentioned deer season coming to an end, and it is really not that far off, but I almost got to say I'm glad for it to end because I really need to do some other things. It's like this disease that I can't stop. It gets 2:30 and you get that itch and you feel like I got to go to the woods. Like whatever I'm doing has got to stop.
Yeah. You know that song, It's Finally Friday?
Yeah, George.
I can't get that out of my head. It's finally Friday.
And
I can't get it out of my head, y'all. It's just like
it got stuck.
it's stuck in my head.
Well, I hope you can shake loose. But that was a good song. That was a mix that. What's that guy's name that used to do overnights? Garner, something overnights. He mixed all that, and it was a great version of that.
Got my motor running for a while.
Wow weekend.
I don't think I'm going to have a wild weekend or anything. But
Wow weekend for Candace is past 9:30.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of people like that now.
Yeah, I'm out at when the sun goes down. I feel like I'm going like had a sleeping pill or something.
You understand people that used to get up at the crack of day, do all their work, and go to bed by 8 o'clock. I get that so much better now.
Yeah. I wish I could make myself get up at like 4 a.m. and get everything done.
You want me to call you?
No.
I'm up every day at 4. I can call you.
When
and
I
have
was
you
up this morning at 4, but that's not my choice. But
Them old puppy dogs like to be taken care
I'll
of.
tell you what, they're going to be outside dogs here pretty soon, like
It's coming.
permanently. We just haven't been putting them out because it's so cold. But
Let me go back here and see. I want to pull this up. This is today's hunting advisory. I brought this up earlier, but today's best time is from 2 until dark. 2 to 4, but we'll go ahead and call it till dark 30. So it gives you a little play there.
it's staying dark later, isn't it?
Yes, each day the daylight's getting longer and longer, so you maybe get some more done.
The moon last night was so bright. It was so pretty. Big full moon.
It was.
Did you see it?
Yes.
It was pretty.
56 for a high today. Again, we're at 30 degrees right now, but it's gradually building up. We'll have gust over the weekend, and it's going to rain on Saturday night. We'll be clear for church on Sunday morning, but expect it to be gusty all weekend long. Today, 56, rain Sunday night. So that's the way it's going to fall. Wish it was better.
So is Sunday going to be rainy, did you say, too?
No, just
Okay.
Saturday night.
Okay.
It'll end by church
That's
time
good.
on Sunday.
Okay.
So, all right, well, what happened on this date? One of our presidents had a birthday. William McKinley. Do you remember him? Yeah, I don't either.
I remember the name.
Yeah, he was the 25th president of the United States from Ohio. He had a birthday today. It was 1861, and it's kind of odd that the war was starting and Kansas was admitted into the Union on this date. That's the way things went down. As we look at this, who's having a birthday today?
Tom Selleck. So that would make him how old?
We'll do the arithmetic. 44, about 75?
74, 75?
I think
Something like
75.
that. Yeah, that probably is because my daddy would have been 76, and he was born in 44, so that's right.
So there you go. But Mr. Short Shorts, and of course, I guess they put a lot of makeup on Tom Selleck for the TV
Yeah.
show, The Blue Bloods. I assume that's still on.
I have not watched it lately. I watched it when it first came on.
Never watched the first episode, but
You
Tom
didn't?
Selleck is usually the last thing I
He's a
saw
good
him
actor.
was in Friends.
Yeah, and that was the odd. Wasn't that an odd
Role
something
for
to-
him.
Yeah, it was. Monica's boyfriend.
So as we as kids all watched Catherine Bach on the Dukes of Hazzard, were y'all staring at him as little girls thinking, boy, he sure is a cute guy?
I did think he was a good-looking guy. We watched that all the time, Magnum P.I.
You didn't think the guy Rick was much more handsome than him? Playboy?
I mean, I like Tom Selleck.
Okay.
I thought it was
I just
cute.
ask it.
You probably
ask
hear
it.
my stomach growling, too.
I did over here. I wish you'd brought a ham sandwich. I'd have split it with you. As we go to
Starving.
news this morning, look who else is having a birthday from Mississippi.
All right.
Oprah. All the way from Kosciuszko, Mississippi, having her big birthday today. Hope it's a good one for her, wherever she is today.
Tomorrow is my daughter's 25th birthday.
So that makes you old.
So I'm going to say happy birthday, Madison. Early birthday, even though it's tomorrow. If y'all see her, tell her happy birthday.
Well, good. I hope she has a great one. Now, I could not, and I'm being as honest as I can be about this, when we go back and stuff that's outside of country music, I just don't know it. I know it exists, but I'm not as familiar with it as others. But the Mama, Peter, Paul, and Mary signed their first recording contract today.
Okay.
Can you name anything they ever sang?
I can't.
Was it Puff the Magic Dragon, or was that somebody else?
I don't know. Did they sing that?
Maybe? I'm not
I
sure.
wonder if they's puffing the magic.
I think they were.
They were singing it.
Boy, the things that ruin you later. Now, I was too young to ever watch this show. I just know that he existed. Glenn Campbell, his Good Time Hour premiered on this date.
You said he was kicked off?
No.
I thought earlier we were talking about it and you said he was kicked off. Maybe they kicked off the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
kicked off the show.
I thought you said he was kicked off the show.
And of course, Glenn Campbell went on to become one of the biggest music producers and also found Alan Jackson.
Okay.
Glenn was on a flight going somewhere, and Alan's wife was an airplane stewardess, and she handed him Alan's tape. He gave it to Marty Gamlin, who lives in Philadelphia, and the rest goes down in history books.
Now, who was he married to? Wasn't he
Glenn?
married to another singer or
Glenn?
dated or something?
He had a wild fling with Tanya Tucker, and they tore up a bunch of stuff.
I thought it was Tanya Tucker. I
Yeah.
didn't know if they were married or they just dated or whatever. And yesterday we were talking about Hee Haw.
Oh, I love the Hee Haw Honeys.
Okay, am I just thinking this? Did I just think this up? Or was Kenny Rogers' wife on there?
Yes, she sure
I thought
was.
she was.
She was
She
the
was
one
really
that was-
pretty, the blonde.
the one in the swing all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful
I thought she
woman.
was. Yeah, she was really
I don't know
pretty.
what she looks like now, but she was then.
Yeah, she was.
And, Kenny went on to have numerous wives. Numerous. Then there was the 1-900 scandal.
Oh goodness.
Hey, this is Kenny. I'm out on a golf course.
Oh Lord.
Do you remember all that?
No, I don't remember the 1-900 scandal.
You
Scandal.
do remember what 1-900 numbers were, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. that.
Risque numbers.
Yeah, they would say
Yeah.
certain things to you. Anyway,
Yeah.
it came out that Kenny might like to call those numbers. God rest his soul.
We're going to call them sweet talking lines.
Yeah, sweet talking women. And you never know what that other person, how many times have you talked to somebody on the phone and you're like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. And you meet them and you go, ooh.
We got the wrong person there.
Well, it's like Paul Harvey. You listen to Paul Harvey all your life and you have this mental image of what Paul looked like. And then you meet him and you go, that looks nothing like.
Yeah, who you would have in
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
And I'm sure for years people had that image of what they thought I looked like on one side of the radio, and now you see me and it scares you to this day.
Oh my gosh.
You can't help but do it. It'll shake you up.
I haven't done.
I remember this like it was yesterday. 1977, it came on. It was like, 2 weeks long? It was like every night this came on. Roots, Alex Haley's version of that came out, and that was, what's his name from Good Times? The daddy.
The daddy. Yeah.
James, I can't think of his full name.
I can't remember either, but he played on Coming to America too with Eddie Murphy.
Sure
he was
did.
the daddy on there too.
On the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yet again, back in history, I didn't listen to this stuff, but I did hear it once or twice in high school.
I did too. Yeah.
Men at Work, Down Under.
Yeah, I used to listen to him.
And I was, I'm so guilty of this because country music at that time always had a story. And I'd listen to that and go, well, what's the point? And
Yeah.
I'd try to dissect it, and it made no sense to me.
Like, are you talking about country?
That
type
like,
stuff.
like you take
this
that
type
song
music,
there.
Yeah.
I come from the land down under.
Yeah.
Do you want a something? I don't remember the rest of the word, but it made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we go back on this, it was Mindy McCready appeared on this date on the Today Show. Her boyfriend at the time committed suicide, and she was talking about what she thought about it. She had no involvement in it. It wouldn't be but about 3 weeks later that she would kill herself.
Now, she was in like an abusive relationship too.
Yeah, it was back and
supposedly.
forth. You know, she dated a young man from Philadelphia, Billy, and I can't think of Billy's last name, but she dated him. I met her several times. 10,000 Angels was her big song.
That's just so sad.
It
That's
is.
just a sad.
To leave this world that way.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, she was having some issues, you know.
Something went on.
Battling internally issues, you know.
Were you a fan of this? Were you like a Bieber fan? They had nicknames, Justin Bieber's little fan club. I forget what they were called.
No, but like my girls.
They were into
it? Yeah, they were, that was more their time, I think.
I have no clue.
I'm 46, so I mean, you know.
Well, look at her throwing that age out there, and most women would cut you to tell that.
I'm 46. Yeah.
But I don't know what happened to this, but there was a petition to send him back to Canada, and once it reaches 100,000 signatures, it goes to the White House, and they address it. I don't know what happened with that, because he's still here.
Yeah, he's still around, so I mean,
it must not
obviously
went too
he
far.
didn't get deported.
There was a robbery yesterday in Hattiesburg, and you have to really think of people that. And there's a couple stories of today's times. There is no way to really rob a bank because of the response time, the cameras. What would make you think that you could walk into a bank and rob a bank?
I know. You'd have to be. I mean, in this day
Something's
and
not
time,
right.
you would have to be either mentally off, something wrong, or under the influence of
something.
Yeah.
But a young lady tried to rob a bank in Hattiesburg. They caught her like a block away yesterday. It just shocks me. We sent out condolences this morning to a wreck that happened this week on Highway 19 to the family of Cal Buckley. One car accident on Wednesday night there. I think it was just south of Collinsville, and young man in his 30s. So we sent out heartfelt condolences to the family there. That's a rough situation.
Sorry, that's a horrible thing.
It is. All right, let's see what else we got going on this morning. Let's get into some stories that are happening around the world. And let me go back here. All right, I really don't understand everything that's going on, but GameStop. Last night, they plummeted 50%, and then this is like old news now because that Robinette, the people that hosted this where people were selling their shares, stopped all trading. So the shares plummeted. He wouldn't let them do it, and at some point it was opened back up, and now stocks are soaring again. And it's like the little guy against Wall Street with this.
It was a Robinhood. Was it an app or Robinhood? It was some kind of a
something
thing
like a
called Robinhood.
something like Ameritrade where you can go in
Yeah.
and do your own shares.
And it was the CEO of that Robinhood thing last night was on Fox, and he's like super young. I mean, like maybe 20-something years, early 20s. And he was saying that, we didn't do anything wrong, and, we always welcome everybody to be,
But stopping
doing all this
selling
stuff.
of shares is not right.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not. And I don't quite understand all the stock market and all that kind of stuff either, but
This is probably two of the most unstock market friendly people you ever meet, but the stocks are back, jumping back up again this morning. It is David against Goliath, so to speak.
But I think I hope that the little guy, as we might as well say, I hope they come out on top.
Lisa Mabry, where are you when I need you to explain things for me? I'm going to talk to that girl. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, and will this affect sales of people that think, well, I don't like that. But GM has announced they're going to be all electric by 2035, like it or not.
Well, let me just say, I haven't told, I had this weird dream last night.
Uh-oh.
Really weird.
Was I involved in your dream?
But let me just say, in my dream, I had to get into a vehicle that was all electric.
Yeah.
To get somewhere because there was an emergency.
And you made it to like 30 miles an hour.
No, I just made it like up the hill from my house and it died. It wasn't charged. So that's not a good premonition.
Madison had a friend that spent the night with her, and I think it was a Prius that was electric. And I went somewhere with her. And I'm telling you, 29 miles an hour uphill to the floor.
I had a customer that had one. I had some kind of I guess it was a Prius. I don't know. But when she would come to my shop, she would plug it in to charge it while she was getting her hair done.
And
It's odd to me. I mean,
it is odd, and this will probably eventually, maybe one day, take over, and we'll look back on it and go, well, geez, why didn't we always have it? But right now, it's not there. I know that when I ride off on my golf cart, that I may never get back home. I cannot tell you the times I've went somewhere on an old golf cart and it just dies.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of stranded people on the side of the road one day.
They need to at least have a gasoline backup. Like, they need to have it to where you can switch. If you want to. They're probably not going to do that, because they're so against the gas thing. But, like I said the other day, and it was on the news last night. People were saying the same thing.
What'd they say?
Are these executives and all these people that are and higher up, they going to quit flying in their jet planes everywhere and stuff? Because, I mean, that's awful with that. And I would think with the climate and stuff like that. I mean, I would think that would be horrible.
Chad Allen just made a comment on here. It says people can't remember to charge their cell phone, much less a vehicle.
I know.
Think how many times you're going somewhere and you look down and you go, oh, I got to have gas, and you whip into a gas store.
Uh-huh.
How many people, it doesn't fit the lifestyle of America.
I went all the way almost to my house last night because I was going to get gas last night because I'm always in a rush in the mornings and I don't have time. And I was like really low on gas. So I forgot to get gas, went right by the station and everything.
I had a
and
90.
I turned around and go back.
It was a 96 Z71 that if it reached the orange, you had 3 minutes, and that was it. You was fixing to walk. I remember me and Debbie having a hitchhike down Highway 39, and I know she remembers it to this day. Whoops.
I've ran out of gas before.
It does happen. Let's see what else we've got going on. Oh, shame. We got somebody's name to tell that has lied to the American. Can you believe they would lie?
I know. I just can't believe it.
New York. They hid this pretty much about 50%. It's come out where it's 44% or 45% that they kept the numbers of the people that passed away in nursing homes. And, he was praised for what a great job that he did.
And it was all his fault that happened. He had other options.
Shipped people,
He had at least two other options that he could have done, and he didn't take it, because he's, And
I don't think they ever used the ship that was sent there to help them, did they?
No, I don't think he ever used it. I think he said he didn't need it, and I hope that this man gets what's coming to him, because just listening to him talk, he is just so I don't even know what you want to call it.
What is the young lady that's on Fox News that has a beef with him where her in-laws passed away? Is it Janice Dean?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, isn't she a meteorologist or something? Yeah. Yeah, both of her in-laws were in a nursing home and passed away. And so they're really pursuing that he gets charged,
right,
and has to answer for that. I hope he does, because just to hear him talk, he acts. I listened to an interview where they asked him, and he goes, "How do I sleep at night? I sleep very well at night. I know that I made the best decision, and I lay my head down on my pillow and I sleep soundly."
But there's people that can convince themselves that they're right, and he's probably one of those.
I don't know what you call that.
It's I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
Crooked.
He sounds like he's psychotic. I don't know.
Stuck on himself, so to speak.
Yeah.
The next thing is always concerned with America, and you get a new president in, and we've teased on this before that we probably will be in a war before long, because the people that are in the hierarchy of the government have kinfolks, and you got to do favors for them and get contracts for them so they can make money and then give you kickbacks later. But will there be war with China over Taiwan? They keep sending in fighter jets. Something is in the stir, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't know that it will happen, but it's a standoff, so to speak. A match. There's a word that I won't use for that, but we'll see how it turns down. The hate for Trump still keeps going. They're renaming some buildings in Florida because they don't want Trump's name on it anymore. Now, just a year ago, they voted to keep the name. But now that it's uncool that he's not president, let's get rid of his name off of our building. He bought the place back in the 90s and then sold it, and it remained Trump Plaza, changing the names now. Here's something that I think most Americans already knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smoking dope lowers your IQ.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, y'all think about it. Every single one of us watching this or listening to us knows someone that, began to smoke dope, and then they quit going to work, and they just kind of sat around and let the government
Yeah.
It affects you. The more you do that, the more it's going to have an effect on you. I'm not talking about people that use it for medical reasons.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the guy that just doesn't do anything anymore.
I know. And I mean, I don't understand how people think that it doesn't affect them at all. I mean, and they just act like it's just like having a beer or something, you know.
Makes them hungry, drive slower.
To me. I don't know. It's just different. I've never done it. You know, I can say
Me either.
that, but I've known people that have, and I mean, you can look at somebody sometimes and just go,
That glossy
I think they
look.
used to say they were toasted.
Is that what it was
They
called?
used a long time ago. Oh, they're toasted or something, you know. But they had that look, you know, and definitely wouldn't want somebody to get behind a wheel looking like that or acting like that.
But they do it every day. So that's in the news there.
Scary.
So now scientifically, it does lower your IQ in case you wanted to know that.
Yeah.
They tell us that January has been the deadliest month for COVID so far. 77,000, it says more than 79,000 have lost their lives. So we'll watch this. Still a few days left in January.
Goodness. Yeah, and I knew they said that there were supposed to be 90,000 people they thought to pass away from COVID in the next 4 weeks. That's a lot.
That is. We would hope that somebody's wrong.
Yeah.
We'll see. I didn't even realize. Now that I thought back, did you know that Facebook has a Supreme Court now?
No, I didn't know that.
Like if they come on your page and they say that's not good behavior, you're blocked, and you think there's nothing wrong with my post, you can appeal to Facebook, and they have a Facebook Supreme Court, and they reversed a couple decisions about breast cancer or something that somebody had posted a picture of it. One of the cases. But this is what they're going to stop doing, recommending political groups. As you'll remember on your phone, if you liked something of Trump or if you liked something of Biden, it would suggest groups for you to go hang out with. Those days are over.
Somebody told me yesterday that you're no longer allowed to have a watch party.
I've noticed that's gone. You know, where if you're watching something.
Yeah, and I had somebody yesterday that said on one of my things that said I'm not. Oh, I know what it was. It was a girl who was doing crafts, and she, you know, I was watching her paint a picture frame, and she said, you know, we're no longer allowed to say share. You know, and I had not heard that.
And I hadn't heard that either.
That's crazy to me. I mean,
Talking about like the old term, like, share the page.
yeah, yeah. She said
not.
we're no longer allowed to say that on Facebook. So I'm just going to say, if you like the page, you know, tell your friends. And
So maybe we just said something we're not supposed to.
But I mean, I've not heard that. I think it's
I hadn't
crazy. You know,
Yeah.
so if you like our page,
Good morning to Ronnie Warren. Appreciate you watching
do what
this
you need
morning.
to do to let everybody else know.
Yeah, do whatever that may be.
I mean, you got a button that says.
Yeah, it says
Share.
it.
So why? I don't know that that's true, so just hit it anyway.
There you go. Now, I want to say this, and I carry stories like this to show how great America is, that regardless of how crazy your opinion may be, you still have the right as an American to say it and share it. That's what free speech is all about. Now, we have seen in the last few weeks here in America to where it with all looks, you know, there's a communist thought going through America that they don't believe like America used to be. And people move from other countries and bring their way of life to America and want America to change to fit them. The way it used to be was you came to America, you brought something great from your country and added to our country. You didn't bring the way your beliefs were.
Yeah.
Now, this is a reminder of what's in other countries. It may shock some people of what goes on. But there are countries to where you can't be gay, you can't be anything, and this Islamic law. Here it is. They had 2 men that they beat in public 77 times each because they did a raid on the house for something and they were in the act of doing something. And they were brought in public and beat with canes 77 times. That's not illegal to do in America, but as these things, that's getting more and more common of Sharia law and things like that. Y'all pay attention. There's a reason that America is what it is, that we don't have the laws and beliefs of other countries.
But
we're
every
free.
day, we say we're free, but every day, you know, they're telling us what
more.
you can say and what you can't say, and you're going to be blocked, and you're going to be canceled, and you're going to be this and that. It's amazing to me how, like, just a select handful of people that live up in Washington can tell everybody else, which is millions of
That's
people,
right.
and everybody just stands there and takes it.
So where
You
are we
know,
headed?
So, I suggest everybody get a backbone.
Yeah, we do need some backbone.
We need to stand up for our
there are
God-given rights.
What she's trying to say, there's not many John Waynes left in this world anymore. Mm-hmm. And of course let's get rid of John Wayne Airport because he stood for something.
Right.
And oh boy. And let's get into the population that, well, they're not too bright. They think, well, I should rob a bank. And here's a story for you all the way from Chicago. As we go there, he goes in to rob the bank, tells her he wants all the money, and she goes, well, I got to see your ID first. Well, what does he do?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gave her his ID.
That's crazy.
Just, that's not smart. So he'll be spending some time in jail for thinking it was okay to do that.
He'll be on that America's Dumbest Criminals show.
Yeah, that is a funny show.
Yeah.
And, you can't, like, if you're watching Facebook, you can't help but get caught up in, the stupid things that Americans do. They're fixing to fall. Don't do it, and they do it, and you can't help watch it.
I know.
Let's see. Trump met with Kevin McCarthy yesterday. Have you seen this?
No, I had not seen this until...
he met with him. Trump comes out of the meeting, says that he's going to support him for re-election. So that tells you that, and then Trump went on to say, hey, I'm still the head of this party. Make no mistake, Trump leads it. I'm powerful. And that's true. This guy wouldn't have met with Trump.
I did see a video yesterday. Trump was on the golf course. Did you happen to see that?
No,
one?
I missed it.
He was playing golf, and it was he and it was a group of people. And as he was walking off the golf course, there was a guy videoing, and he goes, Trump, he said, Mr. President, thank you for everything you've done. And he just looked at him and he said, we're not done yet.
And I believe that.
Yeah.
Now, in other news that has happened, I don't have a slide on this. I've just seen bits and pieces of it because America is the Republican Party, especially the people that supported Trump. The Cheney lady that is the representative from Wyoming, they had a rally in Wyoming yesterday, and she's like number 3 in the Republican Party.
Oh, really?
They want a new vote done to get her out of her position for going against Trump. And they had a big to do there in Wyoming yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah, she most likely will be. I think it's 22 that she goes up for re-election. She should go ahead and get her stuff. And somebody said it was just like the way her dad shoots. Just not real good.
So Dick Cheney is her dad.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Who's that he shot?
Did he shoot somebody?
Oh yeah, you remember he was dove hunting and put his gun, shot somebody. I forget who it was he shot, but yeah, that did happen.
Goodness.
Now this is upsetting. This was one of the first things that Trump, when he went into office, stopped immediately, and well, it's back now. Biden is using taxpayer money for abortions in other countries now. How do you feel about that, America?
Yeah, there's people right now I saw that are lined up to protest this and I guess protest the abortion issue. But, hell's hot. And there's going to be a lot of people feeling the heat if they don't turn things around and stop doing this. Because this is God's children that you're killing. And you ain't going to get an executive order to get you out of that.
No, and what people so forget, maybe you've got a great job. You've a national celebrity. You've got all of these things. You know what? That is not going to be worth anything on Judgment Day. Nothing. All of this stuff. If you're poor, you're going to be maybe as rich or richer than somebody else in God's kingdom. And so many people miss that boat and don't understand what is coming. And each day that you live, you are closer to being there.
Well, I was thinking a lot of times abortion is just like a first thought in somebody's head for an option.
Well, I can't handle it.
Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to, but when you really think about everything that has to come into play for a human being to be developed, like God makes that child, like everything, all the tiny little things, like have to come into line to make this person, right. and and it's of God, and people take that so much for granted. And when we have babies who are everything's okay, and you should thank God because it's
a miracle.
It is a miracle. It is a miracle that one of these
but there's so
babies
many
are
people
formed in somebody's womb, and there's so many people that just use abortion. It's just a form of birth control.
And it's not.
Right. It's just a form. That's what a lot of people use it for. And it's just
But
sad.
someone would love to adopt a child. If that happens to you, someone would love to adopt that child. So there you go.
And I do wish there was more maybe people to counsel people before they go in to do something like that, and like tell them that there's other options
Right.
for them. Because I mean, I would think a lot of like young girls that go and have that done, they don't know anything else to do. They don't have any other options.
Feel like they're up
you know?
against a wall,
Yeah.
so to speak, and they're trapped, and that's the only way they can get out.
Right.
So, yeah, I agree with that. Nancy
Sad.
calls, as we go to our next news story, that the enemy is within. She's telling the Republicans that are armed within the House that they are the enemy within. We'll see that. There's been back and forth about this. And, of course, the lady that was elected that wants to tote her gun, and she's saying all this, they caused the Capitol riots and blaming them, calling them murder. It's
Yeah.
politics. I'm telling you, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's not with a knife, but it might as well be.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This is another news story. And this was brought up. There was a lot of people that said, if you voted for Trump, we're coming after you. We see this every day now. This lady owned a baby sleep guru. I think she helped babies sleep, and she done all this other stuff. Her competitor found out that she gave money to Trump's campaign, posted it online. She's getting canceled. They're going after her nonstop now because she gave $1,000.
That is just like, that is so targeting people. I mean, that's just like, it's just wrong.
She's
I mean,
got
by law, it should be wrong.
She's got a ton of people that followed her on Instagram. Taking Care of Babies was her site on there. So we'll see where this ends. But we're seeing more and more of this, just ordinary people that are getting sought after. So Subway, they are, and the lawsuit comes from California. It's two women that said they bought a tuna sandwich. They took it and had it examined. And their results came back that wasn't tuna. And they're suing them over it. Subway says, yeah, not true. Our sandwiches are tuna, and they're going to fight them in court. We'll see where that goes. Don't you have something better to do than to sue somebody over a sandwich?
I know.
If you don't like it, don't go back.
Yeah.
Pure and simple. If you don't like what you buy, you ain't got to eat it. No one's forcing you to go
I
there.
know.
It just causes sales that cost to be passed on to somebody else when you do that.
Yeah. People, I mean, there's a lot more issues that need to be.
You know, and it goes back to that very
Addressed.
first decision. Y'all remember this, of when the lady won all that money because she bought McDonald's coffee, and she sued and won because the coffee cup didn't say it was hot.
And she spilled it on her and,
Yeah,
and got burned.
yeah.
I mean,
We need judges that go, you're the idiot, it is not.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, and that makes the cost of everything. You think of what doctors, their malpractice stuff, insurance itself just drives the cost up on everything you buy every time one of these lawsuits go through this frivolous.
Yeah.
Just small thoughts. Well, during the pandemic, we found out that people went on back to smoking. Yeah, if I'm going to die, I'm going to go ahead and smoke and enjoy myself.
They're going to relax and smoke them a cigarette. if
They
go
say
out.
that it's the first time in 10 years that cigarette sales didn't take a dip each year because they've pushed this. This year, on the rise there due to the pandemic that is out
I'm
there.
glad that was a habit I never picked up. Thank goodness.
I had the habit. And,
A lot of people did.
I
A lot of
smoked-
people smoked for years.
Probably 20 years. And I got that of working overnights, and it was a way to stay awake.
And anybody who's quit smoking, I mean, kudos for you, because I've seen people have such a hard time with it.
Now, a lot of people will go out and do the hypnosis to quit, and other people will do the patch. You know, use your man card like I do. Just quit.
Just throw 'em
It's
away.
really and truly, none of these patches or this hypnosis stuff works unless you are ready to quit. You've got to go.
And I've heard people say that it's more a habit of just having like,
Something in your hand.
yeah. So they'll get like a fake cigarette or something in there.
It's like when I drove from Scuba to Meridian years ago, when I got to Portable, I lit one. When I got to Lauderdale, I lit one. When I got to the Cotton Gin, I lit one. Whether I wanted it or not, it
Yeah.
was just where I lit a cigarette every day.
Yeah. So a habit, you know.
Yeah. So, but you've got, it's a mental thing is what it is. You've got to convince yourself, I want to quit. If I can do it, I was smoking a pack and a half a day.
Oh my goodness.
So if I can quit, you can quit.
Everybody has different addictions, you know. Like I'm addicted to Lifesaver mints.
Oh, are you?
I'm telling you. I mean, I like chain eat those like
Yeah.
this wintergreen mints. I love them. I don't know.
Larry King, I think, was addicted to wives. There's
Oh, really?
There's a lot of people that just marry. They
Yeah.
got to jump one relationship to the other. It could be
Yeah.
hamburgers that you're hooked on. Who knows?
Yeah.
We all got issues at the end of the day, is what we're
That's
saying.
right. That's
And
right.
speaking of issues, this old boy got an issue and had to resign over his issue. The police chief, he was living not only a double life, but a triple life.
And so I just have to ask, was this all going on in the same town?
That I'm not sure of, but it had to be close because
Because that wouldn't work here in this town.
girlfriend number
It's too
two
many people talking.
saw a Facebook post with him with another woman. She goes, "That's my boyfriend." So she texts her, and then another woman goes, "Oh, well, that's my boyfriend too." He was married, had a girlfriend, and also was engaged to another woman. Now, I'm not sure which one of those pictures is the actual wife. I know the one in the middle is the one that started it, I think.
And
But
the biggest miracle is that he's still walking around.
yeah, I mean, what is this?
He's not injured in any way.
And everybody else is going, "What does this man got?"
Yeah.
3 women at once. You know, and I think back to the Oak Ridge boys trying to love 2 women. It's
Yeah.
like a ball and chain. One's got my money, one's got my heart.
Well, I mean, there are some players out there, I will tell you. I know.
Players.
I've seen one, but yeah. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, people are real vain when it comes
I
to
got a
looking
neighbor
at
that's got
guys.
like a 19-year-old boy. That boy gets around.
God, Lord.
Now, our next story, Candace has refused to even talk about.
Yeah, that ain't gonna be my discussion.
And I bring this up
Lame.
because, and before I show the picture, I want to explain this why I'm doing this, because I can't get over that somebody would use this, what the purpose of this product is. So let's throw the picture. What's your thoughts? Do you have a thought before we show the picture?
well,
to clear yourself.
I think it's odd that it's out of stock. I mean, is it that many bought that it's out of stock? I mean, really? I wouldn't think that'd be a big ticket item. I don't know.
This is called a man's chastity belt, or so to speak.
Yeah.
Except it's not exactly a belt. You put a certain.
It's a clip on.
Yeah, you put a certain organ inside this. Okay, so what
Lord.
happens is he buys this, somebody hacks that site and sends him $1,000 ransom of it ain't coming off unless you pay us $1,000. Well, him and his partner
So it's operated like, or it's controlled
electronically.
right
There's no
by
not
a website.
Well, it's just like your ADT home security. Remember the story
Yeah.
we had where the man was hacking in and looking at women? Somebody can hack these servers and something operates that thing somewhere.
That might have been a good thing to check on before you clip that thing on.
But they want $1,000 for him to get it off. He pays it because he wants it off so bad. And then they go, we want some more money.
$1,000. Like if you got somebody on the other end of the spectrum that's got this on, and all you gonna ask is $1,000, really?
It's worth a whole lot more.
Yeah, you could probably say $1 million, and they'd come up with it.
But it went on, and I don't know all the details of this thing, but it just said his partner and him, and that even confuses it,
Yeah.
a chastity belt of having somebody that live with you. But they took bolt cutters and in that area and tried to get this thing off, and there was a nick.
So why would they put it on in the first place? And why?
To prevent yourself from doing something?
So
Isn't that what a chastity belt is? You know, when you watch
guess.
Robin Hood Men in Tights and she
Yeah.
had the chastity belt on with all the chains, wasn't that to stop
I guess.
Maid
I don't
Mary?
know. Yeah.
That is probably the oddest thing. I had no idea they even sold this kind of equipment in this world.
That's crazy. I can't even see. Out of stock.
What can you see?
I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that many people buy that.
Did you notice there was 2 sizes?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that would be a. Oh Lord, we're gonna have to move on.
Well, just saying, that's
Yeah.
out there. A painting. If I had $85 million, I doubt that. Look at that picture. Would you pay $85 million for that?
To me, it looks like his head's on backwards.
I was sitting here looking like the shirt was.
It looks like that's his back.
Yeah, that is the back of a button-up shirt, isn't it?
To me, it looks like it's crazy looking to me. No, I would not pay. If I had $85 million, it wouldn't be spent on that.
The painting was painted in 1470 to 1480 by apparently somebody famous, and I'm not big on artwork. I
Yeah.
just know what $85 million is, and that is definitely not how I want to spend it.
No.
Wow, that's just shocking there. So There you go. That's in the news. As we turn to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate is where you go. I was down, I think it was yesterday. One of the big things, and I don't have a picture of it yet, I'm going to get some of this, concrete steps. If you've got steps that have just dilapidated and you need new ones, they got plenty of concrete steps. And that's one of the hottest items that is selling at the Farm Supply this month.
No, I thought you were going to say the hottest items. I was like, well, obviously not.
There you
From
go.
our last.
Fish Day is coming up on the 5th. Be there at the Farm Supply to get your pond stocked. As well, a few Carhartt jeans are left there for $20. Get those, take advantage of that. Of course, all these T-shirts.
Yeah.
Now, when you go into the left side of the store is where you'll find all of this.
There's all kind of clothing in there.
It is.
You'd just be surprised if you hadn't been in there.
Kind of like a Wrangler headquarters.
Yeah.
Boot dryers, we've talked about them before. You know how good they are.
They are.
Disinfectant. Clean those hands.
Can't
Clean
get
those
enough
steering wheels.
disinfectant.
Gas pumps. Anything that you got a surface, they've got something that'll clean it there to get rid of the...
Those clean freak wipes, that's the best thing to be put in your car.
It is, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Steering wheel, you touch something,
Right.
you wipe it off. Also,
Cell phone.
propane bottles. Don't forget, they've got those in stock now. If you've been out,
They're hard to find,
They
so
are.
you better go grab them.
2 days of deer season left. If you're going to be doing that, or if you got soccer games coming up,
Yeah, anything. I mean, anything you have to do outside.
goes right along with having a great pair of boots to keep yourself dry, along with these heaters that match those. If you were out there going, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
That's what these go to.
Yeah, the little bottles slip in the sides of the buddy heaters. So,
Yeah, and as you were pointing out, some of these even have fans in them now to keep everybody warm.
yeah,
So,
I think the bigger ones have the fans. Now, I don't know unless ours is I think I bought it a few years ago, 2 years ago maybe.
yeah, mine's the little buddy. It doesn't come with a fan.
But these, the burners that you put on the top of the big gas things, people take those to soccer games too, and they stay warm the whole time.
They good.
Yes.
And of course, you got all the deer cameras that you want that you can also use for security cameras, along with triple wheat. Go by and see that. There's plenty of that fertilizer to take care of things. Horse, cattle feed, corn, guns. We got a whole lot of guns to take care of you. Scopes, ammunition, all at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Exit 151 off the interstate. Drop in to see them today. They'll be glad that you came in and visit with folks. You probably know somebody that works there. Wanted to mention that also that Tiffany still got the sale going on some paintings this weekend if you're going to be by and see her at the Atrium Mall. Did I pronounce that right? The Atrium? Did I say that right?
Yes, the atrium.
That's there in Broadmoor, and of course, paintings and things that you can take advantage of that are
She has original paintings that she's done, and
little decor for everything there.
Yes, if you go to Tiffany Blue on Facebook and register, you will get 10% off at the register when you go up. She has farmhouse style decor, a lot of modern art.
Yeah.
Just a lot of different things. You just need to really go and check it out.
I hadn't asked her if that portrait of herself is for sale yet. I'm going to ask Tiffany here. Tiffany,
Yeah.
check it all out there. That's available there in equipment also. All those great things. The weekend is here, and again, let's go back over some forecasts just so that you'll know what to expect this weekend. You might not have caught that earlier this morning. Today our high is 56, but sunshine everywhere. So the full moon should look great tonight. Later tonight, by daylight, we'll get a few clouds. 35 for that low. Not quite so bad as it was last night. We hit 64 warmer weather tomorrow and gust of 25 miles an hour coming in, Candace.
Oh, goodness.
That makes that way for rain tomorrow night. Again, 80% chance of the wet stuff. By Sunday, we're all back going to church with sunshine, 64. 47 is going to be the high on Monday, so we're going to get hot, then cold again.
But it looks like the wind's still going to be in the 20-mile-an-hour range all weekend long.
So watch that. It's a great time to put clothes out on the line if you still do it.
My mother used to hang towels.
Do you
out on
do
the-
that?
No, I didn't. I can't stand it.
You know
Some
why?
people love it. It's like they're crunchy.
That I was fixing to go there.
It's
That's
like
the hardest.
sandpaper.
Yeah, you put you get a pair of jeans on that, and you
Yeah.
will itch all day long.
But sandpaper, and I'm just like bugophobic, I'm like, there's bugs on that stuff.
Oh, come on.
Them little no-see-ums, they stick all to it, And sheets, that is not, some people loved.
I don't like it, but it was a way of life at one time
Right,
where
I'm
you
not
didn't
saying
have
I
a
won't
choice.
ever do it, because if we
But-
ever go out of power or something I need to, I will.
But I'm telling you, that stuff was not comfortable.
And it did not have a good smell to me. A lot of people love it. They love that outdoors. Oh, I love sheets that's been dried on.
They used to do commercials with that, and you don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
That's gone by the wane side.
But I mean, I will say, it does probably save on an electric bill. You're not running that clothes dryer all the time. But, a towel will probably stand up on its own.
It does.
If you,
Look, I'll go by and throw a shirt in for like 2 minutes to make it crispy again.
Yeah.
That's just me. Morning to Linda Jane and also Miss Carolyn Knight Bowen. She's up bright and early today.
Yeah, good morning to y'all.
Have we missed covering anything that needed covering today?
I don't think so. But,
Okay. Somewhere right now there's an executive order for us to go across the desk. We don't know what it is
probably
yet.
several of them. He's probably wore out the pens, you know.
Well, we don't know what's going on in Florida yet. They're
Hey.
still trying to tell Trump that he can't stay in his own hotel.
Here's an idea.
What?
Find out what kind of pens he's using and buy stock in that, because they probably going to use the heck out of him over the next 4 years.
Do you remember all of that with that first impeachment of how much those pens cost that Nancy bought? You remember that
No,
fiasco? It was
no.
ridiculous, like $10,000. Don't quote me on that, but it was something ridiculously high.
Well, each executive order has its own pen. Did
Yeah.
you realize that? They have
Yeah,
to
I
put
did.
the thing and set it down, get a new pen. You know, yeah, so we need to find out what kind of pens they're using. And we
Whoever it
need to
is.
figure out and buy some stock in those.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, anyway, we do appreciate y'all dropping by and spending some time with us. It means a lot. We do appreciate it. Always like, share, invite other people to our
Yes.
page if we can still say that.
Yes.
I think
We're
can.
going to say it till they say we can't. How about that?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Again, we'll be back bright and early Monday morning together with all the news headlines of local and national events, and I'll be back in the morning with weather as well.
Hope you have a great weekend and everybody stay safe.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by